Battle.
Pycat. Is the kitty excited for techies? No, it's looking away. It's not too happy with it.
It's
Super excited.
Very excited about techies. Hell of a game. Techies Magnus potentially. Jogger Mag. There's once again the Lorenof Lycan, which was quite successful. This game is a lot tougher. Maybe you can. There is sort of a lack of damage on Alliance. They Leshrac. Yeah, I mean the question is if it's enough. I feel like this Juggernaut has a fairly easy game. Off to a decent.
Yeah, especially with Empower behind him. And just going back to the draft quickly, the lifestealer and the TA bans. You know, everyone's, including myself, wondering why are they banning TA? But you kind of put them together and you think lifestealer, TA, heroes that kind of deal with techies. They don't care too much about the remote mines through rage and refraction. So next time that happens, I'm definitely keeping my eyes open for a techies pick. And yeah, in the deciding game as well, game 5 here between Gambit and Alliance, techies with a Lycan. People thinking that the patch has been solved. Well, Gambit have got other ideas, putting the mid Lycan back into the hands of Lorenof. And down bottom spot, we've got that techies Magnus lane for Excess Vampire and Malik. And it's going to be up against the FNG Ench, the Spectre for Nikobaby. And they've definitely got, I feel like Alliance have a more well-rounded draft than they did previously.
Yeah, it's definitely better. Like the Leshrac definitely helps. I think the kind of susceptible too. I mean, I'm just liking the fact that Gambit are willing to go for game 5 or grand finals. I feel like it's time to just go for it. You know? Go for something.
Play your style.
Even just play your just go for it. Maybe Vampire might have gone too far though.
A lot of pressure onto Malik though. And that Blightstone on FNG. Even more right-click power from Nikobaby. Tries with a dagger. TP home. Successful, it looks like. Back to Fountain.
Base though. That is.
Well, top lane. Is this going to be another first blood for the eine? No, position 5 doesn't get it. Handsken this time is able to walk it off and salve.
Yeah, he's got the bite.
Still a good amount of damage as he does a great job zoning them out, while Handsken looks to get back to that wave in between tier 1, tier 2. Quick little kick there. I think you're right, ksani's going to have a reasonably smooth sailing game. Not too much here that can pressure the Juggernaut until that like Legion Blade Mail Blink potentially comes, and then you start seeing someone who can counteract the Juggernaut. Mid, Lorenof, 6 and 4, 7-4 for the Lesh, so much closer than it was against the Death Prophet for now anyway.
Yeah, not really applying the same amount of pressure early on, however, later on in the game.
I guess you could be a little bit worried about that spill damage onto the last will of the Necro unit, but you'll have Yules or Bloodstone to tank you up. BKB will come, ways around
You get the talents like the armor, the strength, have the attack, so shouldn't be in all that much trouble as last time. However, this techie stolen was scary here to play against. Finals 5. Line.
There's that first blood. Finding Handsken on the way back, again set up by the Crystal Maiden of eine. Let's start off that top lane with a bit of a bang. And down bottom, there's the blast off in onto FNG. Excess Vampire also kills off the courier as Nikobaby, yeah, he's trying to give it the chase, but there's no way he can get the finish. How much damage does that do? 300 damage and Enchantress's 500 HP. So it's like 60% of her HP.
Yeah, it's not a bad hero to have against Enchantress. Not on the laning stage. Enchantress's HP pool, not the most impressive, so.
That's a very polite way of saying it's garbage. Empire might be thinking of just going for the blast off to take down FNG again, but reasonably low HP on the techies. And this gives Malik so much space now to clear through the creep waves, catch up on the CS that he's been struggling a little with, and there's the blast off just to deny the techie's life. Leaves Malik alone down in the bottom lane though.
bring some lane, then the people. Yeah, and
Well, S4 in the 1v1 against Juggernaut now. Handsken has left the lane, thinking about getting an observer ward down somewhere and maybe rotating onto Lorenof. But the mirrored movement from the Crystal Maiden is going to make sure that doesn't really happen too effectively anyway.
Courage, it's very difficult for.
Yeah, super hard. S4's got the staying power up there, and that's going to give Handsken the ability to float from lane to lane and try and find openings elsewhere. Catching this Crystal Maiden. Orb of Venom
Really
and
nice.
boots.
Now you force the 1v.
Don't run off.
Definitely not a bad lane for.
And Alliance making waves in the bottom lane as well. They're applying so much damage to this Techies and the Magnus, as Gambit have spent a lot of time as mid lane trying to get in onto that Lycan, but he's just so tanky. 2 points in Feral Impulse, 1100 HP.
Spectre, he's had fast blade mill. Yeah, the Magnus is again having a rough start.
Radiant structures are
Handsken yet again looking for that roll, connects it very nicely. Lorenof misses out on the stun from Limmp, but that Pulse Nova damage is more than enough to finish off the Lycan. Good little pick off there from Limmp, but that's down to what you were saying. You know, S4 left top allows this Earth Spirit to move around, and S4 just gets out of the Frostbite with a press the attack quite easily. Just wondering about the bottom lane where Gambit spent a lot of their time, resources, but primarily the regen they were using just to block up camps, stopping FNG from getting creeps. But now, you know, 5 minutes in, they're unlocked again. He can stack, he can pull, and he can really get on top of the Magnus. While Techies is the one now who's actually farming jungle.
Not an easy lane. Daggers being Spectre. It's gonna be really Malik here. Doesn't have any read.
Yeah, one bracer. 0.75 HP regen. Oh, and a mango. He brings out some tangos though. So at least he can stick around, and probably we'll see him get back to stacking those camps that we saw previously. Access to that dire triangle as top lane. Juggernaut escaping with about 200 HP. Earth Spirit really causing problems here. Handsken's movements making Gambit very uncomfortable lane to lane. When you start to see both Juggernaut and Lycan kind of shifting and converging into the same area of the map, you know there are definitely struggles with how you're controlling things. As the Techies now, looks like he's going to be dropping it to FNG. Dies mid-air, still blows up on them. But it's a kill going the way the Enchantress.
Having a great time on the spec. Once again, Struggle City. I think this game, it's not really going to be as easy for him to come back.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, especially when Lash is taking your tier 1 to half HP while you're farming jungle to try and catch up. Does spot the Earth Spirit though, and Handsken sees the Lycan with that of what he got down earlier on. Yeah, Spectre having Haunt. I guess it's not ready now. It goes to the 303, but potentially that Haunt to be able to jump into these fights when the Lash rank is ready. And Gambit looking for a swing in momentum. Techies Maiden, the gank squad, the roaming duo that we very, very rarely see. But Frostbite into Blastoff, you could get a quick and easy kill on someone like a Lash.
Should find that Lash.
Well,
Going in onto Limmp.
yeah, he shapeshifts for it. He's got the hits.
Radiant's middle tower is under
He's getting
attack.
juked into the Roche pit. That's tragic as Limmp keeps pumping damage with the Pulse Nova and the Edict, but in comes the Juggernaut to secure it up. ksani's there, swings into action as the Maiden and the Techies both kind of corralling Limmp up towards that top lane as they knew that the gank was coming.
Definitely a big kill to find. Okay,
Jug wants to Omni Slash this, I think. He's sprinting forward. Techie's on the high ground. Now, they don't get the stasis trap there as the retreat from S4 goes the correct way. And then down bottom, Malik. He solo RPs. Triple TP coming in from Gambit. Nikobaby frostbitten. Can they get any more on top of him? The blast-off's coming, and that's the Omni Slash. ksani focusing into Nikobaby, but they struggling to get the finish until that one final touch does the trick. And now the second kill is Malik securing FNG. Good little solo RP there on that Spectre, allowing Gambit to actually get out across the map. Because it's starting to close in around them. That mid-tier one especially, the fact that Lesh got that so early on feels really good for Alliance's chances here.
Bottom tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
you see power to tower.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Typical 2 points maybe in lightning, but
Radiant's
the one.
bottom tower is under attack.
taking out these quite easily.
And S4 just going to plant himself on that bottom lane. Stop any pushes that would be coming. Not long now until that second catapult wave.
That is completed.
Dire's top tower
The more
is
the
under
merrier for the
attack.
guy could. It's a game where you could take over it.
I'm just going to get him scaling as quickly as you can. And of course, empowers from Malik. Only level 2 right now. But he should have a few more levels as this laning stage starts to break down and come to an end. We've already seen the natural shift of Spectre, you know, moving from bottom to top, so she'll have access to this kind of triangle area here, the 2 more aggressive camps, and then the fallback plan. And Limmp, a lot of options for the Lesh. Yule Scepter's nearly done. It feels like Lesh can play into pretty much any lane, and no one can actually face off against him.
Yeah,
They're gonna have to bring numbers.
once you get the book 3 on like kind of
Techie's rushing Aghanim Scepter. Just arcane boots into Ags.
or might be in
Dire's
trouble.
structures are fortified.
He is being surrounded, but he's got. So's FNG with buckler and medallion. FNG is like, okay, physical damage. Let's buy some armor, shall we? Doesn't even bother with the
Dire's
boots.
top tower is under attack.
Gambit. Speedy. That's true. 320 move speed. Not even a wind lace in sight.
Despite the Juggernaut top and getting so much armor and
Yeah, again, it's that 5-man playstyle from Gambit. They do move in onto S4. TP from Lesh coming through, and the Horde with a duel. Malik gets caught before RP. They're going to find Ina's Crystal Maiden too, while ksani's trying to get the Omni Slash. It does focus Nikobaby, but it's not enough to bring anybody down. They're being burnt, destroyed, and brought to the ground as ksani gets the spin. The healing ward's going, but the right clicks are there. Nikobaby secures a double kill for himself. Gambit lose all 4 heroes they brought down south, and Techie's, well, what's he doing?
putting some mines out.
He chilling?
Yeah, I mean, a great fight for Alliance. The silence from Handsken onto that Magnus before you could get the RP off, followed by the duel from S4. Magnus couldn't really use any spells in the fight. Don't get the RP. Haunt makes a lot of confusion in the fight, very difficult. Gambit to focus on any sort of targets, and overwhelming amounts of damage from Limmp.
Is under attack.
Enchantress has 1 dire melee creep that's scouting for mines. Finally dies, but he's broken the minefield that was guarding the dire triangle.
Dire are
Something
scanning.
that Gambit can still play around with here is that Techie's defensive nature ability to hold the ramps and hold the high grounds, but doing it in the triangle is one thing. Safeguarding your Lycan is a complete other, as that Blink duel initiation from S4 opens up Limmp and Handsken to secure the kill and try and close it down. Oh, the mine's not enough damage. S4 barely survives. Press the attack plus the urn.
Double bracer. What value?
Very true. And we're up to 20 bonus damage on Legion already. 13 minutes in. Yeah, having a great old time. That's a pretty good timing on Blink. I'm assuming Blade Mail comes next. That feels natural against the Juggernaut, Lycan.
Yeah, Blade Mail BTB, fairly reasonable.
Malik, what's he up to? He sees the Earth Spirit down there. Earth Spirit also sees him though. No Blink skewer action, of course. He's not going to get the Arcane's mech this time. It looks like he's much more destitute. Can't go for that. Wants the Blink RP ready for them. Lycan's book 3, pretty close on Juggernaut. Kind of meandering towards the Manta style. Very...
There he is, just how fast the Slash is farming. He's got the Yules, he's got the boost of travel, so he's incredibly speedy. Armor talent, now going for the Bloodstone. Die to the Lycan with the book. Pecky's mines. Not gonna be as easy for Lorenof to just recover in this game and just go in and be this Heavenly Grace and kind of squishy without any way of fighting the books. Not that same game that you just...
And there it is again, S4 straight on top of them with a Horde to follow through. Easy pickings on the Maiden, while Limmp can try and deal with the summons. The fake pump on the RP after the Yules is used. Now they find the Lashrak and they catch him. Omnislash is bouncing around, but Limmp finally dying. It took a while. The chase forward. Can they get more? They can with ksani and Lorenof. Double kill each of them, but Handsken turns around and kicks him in the face. One hero traded off for a 5-man wipe. Gambit, they come in and they strike while that iron is hot.
That Omnislash right there. Juggernaut 5,000
are fortified.
with that RP. Juggernaut with Empower Master. All of those heroes pretty much stacked on top of each other. Ideal fight for
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Having that Empower and that attack speed from the Mom. Super potent stuff for ksani. Now top of the net worth, 8.6k. Manta style, 500 gold away. And at long last, Pycat, that bottom tier one gone. So it's like a breath of fresh air for Gambit as they can actually get into this bottom Radiant jungle.
This'll come in handy.
Look at Vampire, he's just putting some mines. He's gonna clear these waves. Make like things with the
He sure is. And keep forgetting, there's that Techies always lurking, closing in on Aghanims little by little. Alliance though, into the Roche pit. After losing a team fight, they want to try and tip the scales a little bit further. And Nikobaby's going to have that Sacred Relic pretty soon as well. He's got 3.5 saved up. 3.5k.
Wait, with that medallion, press the attack. Okay. Desolate.
Radiant's bottom
Scan
tower
connects.
is under attack.
Gambit are too late though. Roshan has already given up his wares. Prize is there as Limmp takes the Aegis. And it still feels reasonably scary for Gambit to show cores out on waves and on the map because this Blink dual initiation from S4 has really been a thorn in their side. Like, Jug doesn't want to go top and show. He's like, Malik, you go do it, buddy. I'm gonna go and farm some jungle camps.
Yeah, you don't want to give up kills. You can't really afford dying at this point. Having too good a game and has to be big scary carry.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Die
attack.
maybe once, twice. Simply gonna fall too far behind. You're gonna have all of a sudden Spectre is very coming out of Nico. Got the velocity. Gotta keep improving. You have to get to a point where you're not really as phased by this duel. Maybe after the Skadi, you go into Butterfly Abyss, get some more armor, tankiness.
And they're also closing in on Blink on Magnus too. He's actually got it. That threat of the Blink RP with the, as we saw, Omnislash with the Empower. Grouping all those targets together can quickly cleave them through. Techies mines, again, just being scouted out by FNG. Sending hellbears and creeps everywhere. Mech Medallion. Super tanky Enchantress. And it's all buying time for that Radiance, which is pretty much ready now. And Nikobaby can hand over the Philosopher's Stone, grabs himself up a nether shawl. Malik. He wants it, but he's been used up. Scouted, and Blink was cancelled by that Cyclone from the Wild Wing. Yeah, Blink duels there from S4 too. Bonus damage, and the roll from Handsken straight in towards the Maiden. Backup is not quite here yet, though. FNG will mech him up, and the Leshrac will try and hold them back, but Gambit, shapeshift, and then retreat. Time to get out across to these waves and try and keep that farm going.
Yeah, and I think Titus, you commit, and your book level 1 shapeshift. Die of now 100 seconds for fight again.
Yeah, that's rough. And then on the other side, you've got Radiant's Haunt, Blade Mail, and Nikobaby. Alliance ready to fight at the drop of a hat. Would like to see maybe a smoke come out from them. In fact, Crystal Maiden who grabs up a smoke for Gambit, while Alliance, they're very kind of comfortable in this playstyle where we see Enchantress, Earth Spirit Legion kind of roaming around, Lesh farming like a madman. You've been saying he's up there, and we saw from the SAP stats not long ago that he's been ahead of the curve, ahead of average by quite a fair bit. And then Spectre has just not been.
Radiant
With
are
another shot.
scanning.
Some additional damage, maybe Radiance, extra help against mines or...
Oh, FNG. He's tanking these mines up. They do spot Nikobaby, but that's now a hasted Spectre. Does Nethershall buff up Dispersion? It's spell damage, right?
Entirely sure the RP on Spectre.
They do try and catch. That's a lot of damage, but a Haunt away. Freezing Field comes. They don't get the finish, though. And the Spectre's out of there. Nikobaby back up to half HP thanks to the press of the attack, and Handsken's rolled in onto Lorenof. That is massive damage from Limmp, and the duel onto ksani takes down the two big cores. Gambit, they're trying to retreat in the mines. They don't get anything. Poor Malik is being magnetized and burnt down. A triple for Handsken, doing so much AoE damage in that battle. And the Spectre is like, cool, you guys finish it off. I'm going to go back top and farm.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Very nice play by
Radiant
Nico.
structures are
Haunts there, he
fortified.
jumps to the side. Joe can't get on top. The idiot follow up by Esper. That blade kill on the Juggernaut. Make sure fight. Then
Dire's
Handsken
middle
comes in.
tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has
5 for
fallen.
0.
And there's no mines.
Minutes there. Buybacks.
I'm trying to walk it out. Catapult's going to stick around and do a bit more damage. And he just reclaimed now, so Limmp returning to full HP with a Bloodstone being delivered in a second. Minute and a half for Haunt. It does feel like it comes down to that shapeshift usage in the mid lane, not able to capitalize on Gambit's timings here. A couple of little misplays could be their undoing as they smoke up, and they are desperate, really desperate for this mid-tier 1. A fight around it. And they do jump, catch the FNG Enchantress. And 30 seconds till RP means that Malik can't really go for that immediate initiation onto the Lesh or the Spectre that he would love to.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And that's the jump again. Does get the spin off in time. Dueled up with a healing ward behind. Lycan sprinting towards Limmp as they do frostbite freezing field. Nikobaby Spectre down to half HP. Mines are there from Vampire, and the Lycan shifting forward towards Limmp again. Oh, he's going to get burnt to the ground here. He self-cyclones, heals up into the air, but Limmp, he's going to be saved. No, Handsken misses the roll.
Radiant's middle
Split
tower
Earth's
is
off
under
the mark
attack.
as well,
Middle tower
and
has
Gambit
fallen.
coming out of the woodwork. The Jugger and the Lycan still alive.
Limmp was sort of both very lucky and unlucky there. They don't. Fortunate for him that he didn't kill the off minion there. Still a very good fight for Gambit. If you don't get that spin off, Juggernaut dies immediately.
Yeah.
He gets the spin and he's shifting from the Skadi, going for this Lincoln instead. It's gonna be harder for you to get jeweled.
And now they've got the RP ready. Could go for round 2. It looks like Earth Spirit is toying with the idea of maybe a roll into Haunt. I don't know if it's worth it just to go for a Crystal Maiden. That's probably what Nikobaby is saying. Like, nah, chill. No need to waste anything. Send Leshrac up there, and maybe you can have a bit of a play with him instead. Looks like the pickle play working out for Alliance. But of course, Gambit have lost that mid-tier 2, so no longer reading from the strategy book.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Waiting for
Radiant's
the
bottom tower is under attack.
Fairly easy for,
Dire's
to be honest,
top
either
tower
side to kill
has
that.
fallen.
That's gonna be very big. If you manage to get the Aegis Spectre or the Lesh, I mean the Cheese, and both D0 very nice carriers
Dire's
for those
top
items.
tower is under attack.
Gambit, of course, also for the Juggernaut.
They're also desperate for this Aghanims on techies. Still pretty distant, 700 gold away.
Dire's top
But of course, you know,
tower is
increasing
under attack.
cast range on pretty much all of his spells, more
Radiant's
damage on
middle
remote
tower
mines,
is
get the
under
minefield
attack.
sign. Aghanims pretty much the be-all and end-all of the techies item build. And long spawn on Roshan, almost 3 minutes. So plenty of time for both teams to go and have a couple of fights, get into some scraps. And Alliance are the ones smoking and making that first step forward. Gambit on the high ground. Oh, they see that ward get placed. They know something's up. Jump from S4 maybe? He's thinking about it. Press the attack and overwhelming odds, and a roll from Handsken does clip Malik. Eine here. Frostbite and Skewer kicking back and roll away. Gets out of the danger, and the Horn arrives. Freezing field from the Crystal Maiden, but it's the back lines. The duel. S4. He's found Lorenof, and the Lycan is shredded. Limmp comes in to secure it all. Crystal Maiden's ball back for this. And Nikobaby feeling emboldened by his teammates is trying to sprint forward for the techies, but it's Handsken again making the moves, enabling Limmp to get the initiations in. Jug will spin, TP out, nothing to cancel it now as that duel still down. But 3 kills there in quick succession from Alliance, and again they can return back and reap the benefits of these waves that were pushed in towards their side.
Maiden would die back there. And take that fight. You lose the Lycan, he doesn't buy back.
Tower is under attack.
Very little you can do unless you set up a fight around mines, sort of RP skew.
Still over a minute for Roshan. I do have RP ready. Malik has got to be really quick if he spots out one of these targets. Techies 300 gold from Ags. There's so many ways here for FNG to deal with the mines. Like, yes, in the laning stage, Techies was blowing up the Enchantress, dealing with her, but with these creeps and with a sentry spam that FNG's been managing to keep going. Like, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's like 7 sentries out on the map right now.
Yeah, you have to address. Don't. What ends up happening is a lot of people go boo.
Yeah, it's not happy fun times for anyone. Well, again, Alliance control the zone around the Roche pit. Little Wolvies into there to scout it out. Gambit with a show of force, though, bringing all 5. Alliance hold high ground, and Malik jumps immediately in, trying to find the snipe on FNG. Alliance are just going to leave him dead to rights. No buyback. 30 seconds without your Ench. They could still fight without her, though. Alliance, they've got a Haunt ready in 3 seconds. And we've seen how well Handsken can roll in, isolate a target, and allow S4 and Limmp to pick them apart.
Radiant's middle tower
Have
is
that
under
the extra
attack.
400 talent on the Spectre. Incredibly tanky, fighting into that. Very hard.
And there's the jump. The stasis trap catches him, though. Legion Commander, Blade Mail, the RP cancelled out as he dueled up the Magnus, and no! This Juggernaut has to spin and run away. Freezing Field can get cancelled out as that Spirit on top of the Crystal Maiden, but the Omnislash coming. Where's it gone? In onto the poor Spectre as Nikobaby cleaved in twain by the Juggernaut, but Limmp still left on the field. Healing ward up to the high ground, not enough to save the life of the Jug. And yet again, Alliance, they move in and they strike so quickly.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Come to heal.
See that the Nikobaby, he dealt 4k damage. Blade Mail, Radiance,
Radiant
version.
scanning.
Almost the entirety of that jug went onto the Spectre. I think that's.
Roshan has
Maybe they were all
fallen
stacked
to
on
the
top of each other. getting the kill on the Spectre is very important. Flash. In the end, it's just not enough. There are too many scaling heroes on the Alliance side.
Yeah, and again, this Blink Magnus not getting the initiation he needed, getting caught out by stuns, silences, the dual target acquisition from Alliance really spot on. They know the ways that Gambit need to execute in order to win these team fights. They are stopping them in their tracks every step of the way.
Lorenof is really not that big bad wolf. I don't know.
A poodle.
More of a dog than a scary wolf, you know, like.
He's a labradoodle.
You give him a pet on the head and you like.
Good boy.
You know, good boy. Yeah.
Who's a good boy?
Dire
Yeah,
are scanning.
put him on the rug in front of the fire and let him chill out. Blade Mail Lycan. Trying to get into Assault Cuirass next. Amp up that armor. We'll be able to help them take down buildings a little bit quicker if they ever get across the river. Alliance once more. Very forward position, setting up base camp in the Dire jungle top. And they've got to be feeling real confident now with... Oh, okay. Well, FNG not so confident, but again, it is just FNG that's dying to these mines.
What have we here?
Yeah, he's sort of just a sacrificial lamb, pretty much.
Bounty, which
Goes in, tries to find some mines, you know. Then, all right, got him.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Nice one.
You have now a Spectre, the Paladin sword. Got the Aegis on Limmp with the Aegis with Bloodstone, charges, spider legs. Both these heroes, two heroes could almost take on the Gambit at this point.
And yeah, the Untouchables. They are smoking. They know that Malik was down here a second ago. Now that he's left the lane, it looks like they want to try and traverse up to the Dire Triangle. Maybe find the Juggernaut farming some Ancients or something along those lines. And Nikobaby is up top, very calmly just hiding in the trees, waiting for his moment to strike and haunt. Yeah, Nikobaby doing about 20k damage so far. Pretty much even with that Juggernaut. Okay, Excess Vampire, just popping out a couple of mines. Gambit actually moving out of their base a little bit. Trying to finish off something. Malik wants a Glimmer Cape. I guess Juggernaut wants buyback. When Alliance bring the fight to your doorstep, you know, that kind of defender's advantage with the buyback, the TPs, feels like it's going to be super important for Gambit to have at least a couple of cores that can do it.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta have it on the Juggernaut. He's pretty much the one you do best for Gambit. The thing is, these other heroes, like Lycan without the Agnes, without the RP, of course you need the Empower for the Juggernaut fight, but their ultimates are where a lot of the value lies, especially for the like.
Oh, S4. S4's hunting. He's hunting for mines and hunting for techies, and he's got a dual win lined up for him. Eyes on the prize. Another win as we're up to 120 bonus damage now for S4's Legion. And Techie's always trying to be that sneaky devil hiding in the trees.
Getting closer. And the level 25, you get that extra 5% dispersion.
Has been killed.
It's gonna be a lot of trouble for many of these heroes.
Oh, jeez. Rough times ahead. And there is that Abyssal 3000 HP up on Nikobaby.
Dire's bottom tower.
And there's no way for them to go and contest him. It really is just free farm Spectre hiding away while the other four are making these moves. Mines blown up again on top of the Legion, but press the attack and plenty of heal and sustain there. It's the last earn charge for Handsken though. As he finishes an Axe.
Very fast Axe. I mean, Handsken is stacked. Had this Philosopher's Stone for quite a while. Yeah,
9,000 net worth.
Come on, sprites!
And what's the goal going to be for that then?
Dire are scanning.
Who are you turning into a stone? Who you just jumping on a target and finding the pick off on them?
Good on the Lycan if he's chasing someone. You could try to roll in, you know, get Magnus or something. I feel like there are many uses.
Plenty of options. Even kick away your Spectre if she gets Omni slashed.
Yeah, exactly.
Great stuff. We'll see if Handsken can utilize it then. There's Gambit all holed up in their bunker of a base, trying to keep a little bit of vision out. So watch for Alliance coming in, but it is tentative stuff. You know, this is the deciding game in this best of 5. Both sides not wanting to give anything away, really.
Yeah, it's really Alliance's game. Although they're up 20k at 34 minutes. Vector and
RP into the mines. Limmp gets blown up. They do hold forward, and Nikobaby looks to focus into the Juggernaut. He's got healing ward in the back of his squad though, and that Omni Slash is going to slice through Nikobaby, pops the cheese and turns to fight Malik. Does get the Magnus now. They don't have duel. The Lorenof Lycan spinning back into base, and that Omni Slash from ksani doing good damage, but Nikobaby so damn tanky. Still with 1,000 HP remaining as they do take out Handsken, so a decent battle here for Gambit. But we still see the strength of this Spectre who can almost 1 versus 5.
They timed that firing quite well. Gets skewered in and he pretty much gets blown up. But Nikobaby comes in, he has that shield, he tanks the entirety of pretty much everyone on Gambit is just dying from the... That's without the level 25. Still has enough 8 fighting after.
Yeah, there's a couple of Juggy ults as well. As he does get Blink duel, Blinken's got cancelled out. The blast off, excess vampires. You know, I can't turn that one. S4's there with a victory. Even through that Linken's of Jug, they find a way. Yeah, that is Aghanim's Jug with the Swift Slash and Omni Slash now, but he might be forced to buy back in a second. As Alliance still pressuring forward towards this high ground, but Leshrac and Earth Spirit both dead for 10 seconds. We'll see if they want to boot to travel out here.
Forced to buy back here. They'll get enough damage to deal with Vector now that he's 5. Pretty much go whatever you want. Butterfly seems also.
Lycan. Oh dear. Shapeshift and Blade Mail. Where's he running? Top lane, back to base. He's not quite sure himself, but that is now 1 minute without Shapeshift.
Yeah, when you're forced to use Shapeshift.
Skewer in. Limmp does use himself, and again, 3,000 HP on this Leshrac. Difficult to bring down as the Abyssal Blade jump, and excess Vampire removed from the game, and it looks like the Maiden will follow him. Buybacks are available on the Maiden, but not on that. Techies as the duel's there, and Malik's been caught, so no Blink RP and no buyback for him. Gambit getting sniped out 1 by 1 as Alliance. They dangled Limmp right in front of them, and Gambit fell for the bait.
Yeah, I think the really big thing here is doesn't have his Empower. Without it, he's quite weak. Definitely not enough.
Structures are fortified.
Swift Slash onto the Enchantress, and S4 nearly dies to mines. But Alliance barely scraping away with their lives. Juggernaut does have Omni Slash and Swift Slash ready, but no Empower for 20 seconds. As the onslaught continues, and Alliance want to break down a second lane of barracks. Catapult waves are going to work, and they could shift into mid quite easily here. Level 24 Lesh doesn't have the Edict talent just yet, but he should be able to shred these buildings with ease.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
I think this is the time where ksani, you have to go for some Hail Mary. Maybe you hope you win this fight by a rapier. Try to go for something crazy here.
Desperation. There's the skewer, but Malik is immediately Abyssal Bladed. Can he get an RP off? He's silenced, he's stunned, and he's killed off. No RP! There's nothing for Gambit. The buyback from Lycan, but Juggernaut, he's in the midst of it all. So much damage flowing through from this Lash and Spectre. Forces the buyback from ksani as he wants to get back into the scrap, but Mega Creeps are coming. Alliance focus the buildings, they get the structures down. Objective-based gaming for Alliance. 38 minutes in, and they get the Mega Creeps going. Immediately smoking and running away now as Gambit have spent everything. Buybacks, their base, item progression from Juggernaut you were mentioning, and now the heart comes for Spectre with Roshan alive.
Great for Abyssal.
Oh.
The advantage. You know, if Juggernaut gets a couple of free rapiers, give everyone on Gambit 10 more levels, then
Oh yeah?
maybe we could do some talking. But right now this is looking fairly grim.
You underestimate the power of techies, dear sir. I've seen techies games drag on for hours on end. It's not been a great one for Vampire though. Decent laning stage,
Never
but
say never. Never say never.
they will fight them on the ramps. They'll fight them on the staircases. Never surrender. Gambit will find a way to at least find another couple of fights here.
I mean, this is the final game of their tournament. If this one, so there's, you know, you can just sure you play out the entire game. You can't predict everything that's gonna happen, so play it out. See if you can get maybe an RP skewer into the fountain, get a couple kills, bounce back.
It's going to be difficult against this Lash though. Timeless Relic, Eon Disc I believe is coming. Yeah, it's just been finished off for Limmp. On top of Aegis, so he basically has, you know, 3 or 4 lives, 2-man RP, that's the jump they need. The blow and Handsken has 4 down. Yours from Limmp as the Spectre does Haunt, trying to catch the backlines. Glimmercape and Healing Ward there, and Nikobaby. Look at him tank everybody up. Does get slowed down. ksani thinking about the Swift Slash. No Omni Slash for another 10 seconds. And the focus onto the tier 4s. The power of Alliance becoming apparent now as they try to close out Game 5. Gambit, what have you got left? Any tricks up your sleeves? Something? No? Magnus is down 50 seconds, so they can't even skewer them into the fountain. And there's the Juggernaut. He's going in. He's trying his hardest, but Nikobaby just tanking the fountain. He'll mount her and try and dodge, but he does die. Juggernaut's jeweled up, but he's gone for 2 minutes now, and GG is called. Alliance, 5 games deep, finally take down Gambit in a beautiful series between these 2 squads.
I mean, you see that Spectre, he's just running into fountain, tanking up the fountain, dealing more damage to these heroes while they're in the fountain than they can sustain. Buys back refresh, you can haunt back in. I mean, the fight is already dead.